Everybody likes free stuff. Everybody likes free stuff. Now, with games getting more and more expensive over the last few years, everybody's looking for that good opportunity to not pay their hard-earned money for a new experience. Well, today I'm going to help you out. We've done this a few times throughout the years. Welcome to the page, everybody. Jimmy, your Chaos. I'm going to show you 10 first-person shooters that are absolutely free to play, and in many cases are actually better than their premium counterparts. You let me know if you're playing any of these right now. Drop a like, and we start off with a game called Planetside II. It's not just any game. It's one of the biggest FPS games of all time, if not the biggest, at least by lobby size. Planetside II launched in 2012 for the PC, and it was later ported to the PS4 in 2015, where it quickly made waves for just how large-scale the combat was. This is a sci-fi shooter. Hundreds of people can be fighting at once, and the game even holds the world record for the largest first-person shooter battle, even up to 2020, which is crazy. 1,283 people all fighting each other at the same time. The gameplay loop was super addicting. The visuals were really good, especially for a 10-year-old game, and you simply cannot get this kind of scale in any other game right now. Planetside II has a passionate community that logs in every single day, and since it's free to play, you might as well go check it out if you haven't. Also, speaking of checking out, if you guys get anything from G2A.com, code Chaos, get yourself some cash back, whether it be Steam codes, new games, PC games, whatever it is. The link is in the description. At number 9, this is an obvious one, but I'm going to get it out of the way. COD Warzone. You may be shocked that I'm putting it down at number 9, but let me explain myself. Now, Warzone is a smash hit. We know that. Millions of players around the world have played it, or are playing it, or have played it, but it's come under fire in recent months because of the Vanguard integration. Now, Warzone is a large-scale Call of Duty game with a huge Battle Royale mode and a respawn-based mode called Plunder. It also features all the weapons from Modern Warfare, Black Ops Cold War, Vanguard, and it gives you a huge roster of guns to level up and grind your camos for. Like I said, the game has been criticized a lot recently due to the issues that came out with the Vanguard integration, but Raven Software has been trying to iron out the issues, and the game is in a much better spot, I think. I'm pretty critical of Call of Duty, but Warzone is a really solid foundation, and once all those problems are fixed, granted if they are, it'll probably be back where it should be. At number 8, Destiny 2. Sony just bought Bungie, in case you didn't hear, for $3.6 billion. Released in 2017, Destiny 2 is an online looter shooter developed by Bungie that was initially praised for the gameplay and the additions to the lore, but it was criticized for its business model and its sporadic content drops. The game has now changed ownership multiple times over the last 4 years, as it was initially published by Activision, but then Bungie left, published it themselves, but now Sony's in the mix, and while Bungie is going to maintain creative control, Sony's likely going to take over publishing duties. So regardless, Destiny 2 is a really good game now. There's a lot to do in this free-to-play world. You make your character, you venture across multiple planets, do battle with lots of factions, all while finding new gear and loot to make your character even stronger. Bungie has really refined the Destiny formula over the last 8 years. It's crazy it's been 8 years. And it's extremely addicting and rewarding. There's a lot of fun stuff to do in Destiny 2. PvE, PvP, and it's free. At number 7, Halo Infinite. Now, the campaign has a price tag. I know that. But multiplayer, completely free to play. And it took a lot of people by surprise. After Halo 4 and 5 started to push people away, 343 Industries pulled out all the stops with Infinite, provided a multiplayer experience that felt very new school, but at the same time, it felt like classic Halo, which is a really hard balance to hit, and they did it. I know, the progression has some issues, but when it comes to the gameplay, it's good. It's pretty. It feels great. While there isn't nearly as much multiplayer content as previous Halo games right now, still a pretty generous amount for a free-to-play game, so you probably won't get bored. I was worried about Halo Infinite after 4 and 5 ended up being what they were, but I'm pleasantly surprised and I'm happy. The game is worth a shot if you haven't tried it. At number 6, SplitGate. Speaking of Halo, SplitGate got a lot of attention over the last year or so, and it deserved it. This indie FPS is a love letter to classic Halo with a splash of Portal thrown in to keep things spicy. It's an arena shooter where every player has a jetpack and a portal gun, and allows them to traverse the map super quickly and even set traps for enemy players who aren't paying close attention to their surroundings. Now, Splitgate first hit early access on the PC back in 2019, but it is now on the consoles as well, which it exploded. It has an addicting gameplay loop. The cross-play is there. I mean, it's a free-to-play business model. It has a passionate community. It's growing. There's thousands of people logging in every single day to play. I know it's not as big as it was during mid-2000 or 2021, but it's free. At number 5, Valorant. Speaking of games that aren't as big as they were, Valorant dropped in 2020. Tactical FPS spin-off of the League of Legends universe. Yes, it's had its issues, nobody can deny that though, but it has a massive community and some really addicting gameplay. It's sort of like a mix between CSGO, Overwatch, and Rainbow Six. 2 teams of 5 choose from a cast of characters, all with different abilities. Try to either defend or attack certain locations on the map with only 1 life per round, similar to Counter-Strike and Rainbow. You guys already know. The gunplay and the buy system felt immediately familiar to Counter-Strike players, but the character aspect, it'll give you Overwatch and Siege vibes. There have been some balancing issues over the last couple of years, and the community certainly has their opinions on how to fix it, but Valorant is a fun game despite the flaws, and it's free, and it's starting to catch more momentum. At number 4, PUBG. It's free to play, kind of. This Battle Royale dropped in 2017, started slow, eventually exploded, became one of the biggest games in the entire world. You know the history. The gameplay was simple. It was stripped down. It made it easy to understand, but very difficult to master, which is the best kind of gameplay loop if you ask me. Yes, it didn't run too great on a lot of computers back in the day, but now that that's been patched up and ported to consoles, it's very accessible to everybody. For the longest time, you had to drop money to join in the fun. But as of January this year, the game is free to play, although you do have to pay a fee to get into rank mode as a way to combat hackers. Most everybody has played PUBG at least once, and if you're wanting to try it again, now's the time. At number 3, Apex Legends. Do you remember when they dropped this out of nowhere? It's been very up and down throughout its life, but it's in a pretty high spot for the last year or so, and it's honestly not showing any signs of slowing down. Spin-off of the Titanfall series, developed by Respawn. It's a hybrid of hero shooters and battle royales. Drop into the map, fight to the last squad standing, but before the game starts, you choose from a cast of characters who all have their own unique abilities. Now the list of playable characters has grown and expanded, and with the new season around the corner, jump in. I mean, the gameplay of Apex is very unique compared to the Battle Royale competition. Longer time to kill, heavy emphasis on movement. The skill gap is massive, I know, and the skill ceiling is extremely high, but that's what makes it fun. And it's free. Speaking of hero shooters that are free. Team Fortress 2. It released in 2007. It's still one of the most popular games on Steam, and it's not hard to see why. We've talked about this in top 10s for a decade. It's considered by many to be the first hero shooter. By some accounts, it's the best. Choose from a cast of 9 characters, work with your team, complete various objectives in classic game modes, King of the Hill, capture the flag. The shooting, excellent. Classes, unique. Art style and characterization is some of the best in the industry. I think TF2's art style is iconic, and the characters are all fun to listen to and goof around with. It's really hard to make a multiplayer-only game with characters that people actually care about, but Valve did it back in 2007. It's completely free to play on Steam, and it's almost 15 years old, so you can practically run it on a toaster. And at number 1, no shocker, CSGO. It's hard to choose anything other than the biggest multiplayer games of all time. I mean, really. Launched in 2012, was a 4th game in the Counter-Strike series. It maintained that core gameplay of the series while updating the graphics, adding new content, including extensive competitive support for the esports side. The game launched with a price tag, but went free to play in late 2018 and boosted the popularity even more. To this day, CSGO remains one of the top 3 most played games on Steam thanks to its tried and true gameplay and abundance of content. I mean, seriously, CSGO has so much stuff to do without paying a dime. You have casual multiplayer, competitive multiplayer, party modes, custom modes, and the entire world of mods that I can't even start to go into in this video. It's a titan of the gaming world, and it's more than deserving of the top spot today. So if you want a free first-person shooter filled with content, here you go. Let me know one free FPS game we forgot, and I'll see you guys soon.